Every year I say I'm never doing the Austin Half Marathon again, and then here I am the day before the race getting ready to do the Austin Half Marathon again. I don't know how this keeps happening, and I'm sure it will happen again this year, but we're gonna have a lot of fun. That fun definitely doesn't start though until after the first 4 mile uphill, that's for sure. Hey, I feel like I look like a therapist sitting in this chair right now. 2:04:33. I am so excited about Sunday's result. I can't wait to talk about it. I feel like it's been a little over a year since I've had a breakthrough race where everything's clicked. I've hit all my goals, walking away from a race feeling really, really good. And so I'm super excited about this. I had 2 goals for the Austin Half Marathon this year. One, to get a new course personal best. This was the 3rd time I've done the Austin Half Marathon, and each year have gotten faster. So that's a really great sign. And then 2, to run the entire race at my marathon goal pace for the Jersey City Marathon, which is a 9:30 minute per mile average. And we did both. We got it done. And so yeah, I'm excited to talk about it in this video. I did post a race day video a few days ago. It is 4 minutes long. It just takes you through the race, you know, showing the atmosphere, you know, giving visuals of what my experience was like. So if you want to watch that before or after this video, I'll link it in the bio. So my whole goal for the Austin Half Marathon this year was to use it as a marathon paced workout. And so I'm halfway through my Jersey City Marathon build. The Jersey City Marathon is on April 13th. And so using this race really as a halfway mark, you know, me and my coach, we thought, you know, the Austin Half Marathon is a very challenging course. It has about 700 feet of elevation gain total over the course of 13 miles. And so thought doing this race, if I'm able to hold marathon goal pace on this course 8 weeks out, we're in a pretty good spot for Jersey City. Especially Jersey City is like as flat as a pancake. I looked up the elevation. It has like 100 feet total of gain. So yeah, and a 2:04:33 is a 9:31 minute per mile average pace on the dot. Starting the day before the race on Saturday. Now, if you're someone looking to have a good time your marathon weekend, the Austin Marathon's where it's at, Austin Half and Full. Austin has become like the hub of run clubs. I feel like there's always events going on. There's always really big brands partnering with the run clubs here, and the Austin Marathon weekend is basically like a holiday in this city. It's so big, so much going on. I feel like there were events that even started on Tuesday or Wednesday before the race, not even on race weekend. And so Saturday morning, I went to Endorphins. They did a shakeout run, partnered with Shocks and Mush. And so I did not do my shakeout run there though. I took pictures, which was really fun. And so yeah, kicking off the weekend with some really great people. Got to see Vicky and Tyler as well as some other friends who came from out of town. And yeah, just set the tone for a really great weekend. And so after Endorphins, I did my own shakeout run. I did 2 miles, nice and easy. And then we went to packet pickup later in the afternoon. It was so busy. Nick Bear was doing a meetup from 12 to 2, I think. And so we just avoided that because, I mean, nothing against Nick Bear at all, but just like it was so packed. And so wanted to go after the rush. So we ended up going to the expo around 3. But you would think with all of the traffic around Austin that we were going to the expo for a world major. Okay, so we're going to the expo, but look at this traffic for it. We live right near the expo, and so we're walking down right now, but it's literally been jam-packed. They said there's going to be 23,000 runners this weekend, which it's never been that much before. And so it's 3 o'clock now on Saturday. Yeah, it's going to probably be pretty busy, but this is literally like the backup from the expo. Hey. 22491. Because I didn't actually sign up until 2 days ago. So. Awesome, thank you. It was super easy though. We got in and out there really quickly, and so we came home. I just got ready, laid everything out for the next day. I did start getting really nervous though. I mean, like I said, this was the third time I've done the Austin Half Marathon, and each year it just doesn't get easier. The course is still hard, and I think I was psyching myself out about the first 4 miles up South Congress because last year I went up it way too hard, and I ended up just like having so many problems. And so Caitlin definitely had to talk me off the ledge a little bit.
The hill is your you can't be having anxiety about the hills because you're the bad bitch and those hills are gonna be your bitch and you're gonna glide. So don't you worry.
But as I started getting everything together throughout the rest of the night, I started feeling a lot better, and then got dinner around 6, had steak and potatoes, which is what I eat the night before a race, every single race, and was in bed by 9:30 and asleep by 10, which I was really excited about because definitely have a hard time sleeping the night before a race sometimes. Race morning, I woke up at 4:30. The race started at 7, but I wanted to give myself enough time to eat, hydrate, go to the bathroom, and to do some yoga. That is something that I've incorporated in this marathon prep, is yoga before my workouts or my long runs, and it's helped a lot. I used to have some calf pain, but it's completely gone away with the yoga and the strength training, and so yeah, I wanted to make sure I got that done before the race. Serves as activation. I do the 20-minute Ali Maz morning flow on YouTube, and so it opens up the hips, opens up the hamstrings, which is perfect. And so after yoga, had some breakfast, sourdough toast with some honey and butter. And honestly, race morning, I was feeling really good. I wasn't feeling nervous anymore. I was, excited and just ready to go to the start line and get it done. Okay, it is race morning, Austin Half Marathon. It is cold out today. It is 38 right now, but the real feel is 24. It's 6 o'clock. I had a friend text me that there's actually going to be big gusts of wind, but luckily it's going to be a tailwind up South Congress, which is the first 4 miles of the course, and it's a net uphill. So pretty happy about that, but yeah, it's going to be really, really cold, but I'm excited. Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty good day. It's not gonna be a PR day. I'm doing this as a marathon paced workout, but it should be a PR on this course. So this is my 3rd time I've done the Austin Half, 2:13, then 2:06 last year. I'm gonna guess today's gonna be 2:02, maybe 2 flat. So yeah, but we're about to head down. We live super close to the start, but I think we're gonna drive down, and then I'm going to do my warm-up run to the start. But yeah, feeling good, just feeling nervous. I think normal race day nerves, just a lot of people, it's gonna be, hard, but yeah, that's the fun of it. So we're gonna head down and we're gonna do the thing. But yeah, that's my prediction for today, 2:02. We live pretty close to the start line, but it would have been way too long of a warm-up run, honestly, if I were to do it from the apartment. So we left around 6:15. Caitlin drove me down to the park. That's about a mile away from the start. And so I did my warm-up run. I met up with Lauren. Lauren is my coach and one of my good friends. She actually forgot her safety pins for the race, and so I ended up giving her one of mine, but in all of the pictures, her bib is holding on by the one safety pin, and it's just like flying off of her body in all the pictures. But I'm filming this on Friday. Yesterday she texted me, so 4 days after the race, that she cleaned her house and found her safety pins. So I'm glad she found it 4 days after the race. But met up with Lauren, and it was packed. They said there were 23,000 runners, which is the most Austin Marathon has ever had. And so with that, this was the first year that they did corrals. And so I was in corral D. I believe they let each corral off 5 minutes apart. I really like the corrals. I don't know how other people felt, but in previous years, I feel like I was dodging people all the first mile and it was super congested, but having, you know, each corral going 5 minutes apart, it definitely was a noticeable difference at how much room you had up South Congress compared to previous years. And so since we were in Corral D, our race started at 7:20. And so with that, let's break down the Austin Half Marathon 2025. So the way the Austin Half Marathon starts is the first 3.5 miles are up South Congress. And now this portion of the race is a net uphill. So you are running one long gradual hill up South Congress for a little over a 5K. And so it's about 200 feet total of elevation gain. If you go out way too hot, you're definitely gonna feel it at the top of South Congress. I've definitely made that mistake in years past. And so I was just really gonna let Lauren take the lead on pacing the race. And so even though the whole purpose of doing the Austin Half this year was to use it as a marathon paced workout, I think me and Lauren both thought we could push 2 hours a little bit, maybe even sub 2, and just go for it, but feel it out the first half of the race and then kind of decide later on. And so Lauren said she was gonna pace the 4 miles up South Congress at about 9:15s. And so that's exactly what we did. The first mile we did 9:17, 9:19, 9:09, 9:13. And this felt really, really good. My focus was just following Lauren, staying as smooth and as efficient as possible. And honestly, this was the fastest I've gone up South Congress and felt really, really good. We both really had to pee, and there were these porta potties a little less than a mile in, and we just figured it was gonna get so crowded later on in the race. And I feel like when you're racing, it's so hard to pee later on in the race because, you know, like we're all tense. And so, yeah, we just decided to take 30 seconds, go to the bathroom real quick, and hop back on South Congress, which I'm so glad we did. And then right after that, we saw Chris, who was the one that took all of the amazing photos during the race. I posted a bunch of them on Instagram, so if you're not following me on Instagram, you should do that. And it's also the thumbnail, but yeah, I'm gonna add in the clip that Chris sent me of how he got those pictures up South Congress, because it's literally insane.
Oh, that's so sick. Look at that!
Oh, that's so good.
Look at that!
The color is good. I know.
I know. You guys do that on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Once you're up South Congress, you're going to make a right onto Ben White Boulevard. It's a really short stretch, literally like half a mile, until you turn right then onto South First Street. And now South First is a net downhill. There's rollers throughout that stretch, but overall, net downhill, vibes are always high, you can catch your breath, and then you're going all the way down to downtown, which is the most exciting part of the entire race. This is where we started to push the 2-hour pace a little bit, and so mile 5, 8:49, mile 6, 8:58. I felt really good. The only thing I noted was that I started to sweat a lot, and so with Texas though, whatever the temperature is out, it's always like 10 to 15 degrees warmer, especially as the sun comes out. So I knew once we got to the mile 7 aid station, I would just need some electrolytes. But overall, things felt great, really smooth, really efficient. Me and Lauren were able to chat a little bit. As soon as you hit the 6-mile mark, you are downtown and the vibes are so high. The whole city of Austin comes out. This is where you see your friends and your family again. I saw Caitlin, I saw Michaela, I saw Chris again, and it was just a lot of fun. This is also one of the only parts of the entire course where you have a just completely flat stretch. Mainly the entire course is rolling hills, so there's either an up or a down, but this is about 2 miles of just flat road, which is really nice. And like I said, it's super, super exciting. And so mile 7 was a 9:13, mile 8 was a 9:17. And towards the end of mile 8, my legs started to, you know when you're like about to get a cramp? That's kind of what it felt like. And right as we passed mile 8, you went up the Veterans Drive hill, and this is where the wheels started to fall off the bus a little bit. My legs started cramping, my heart rate got up to 180 beats per minute. So I did walk the little last portion of the hill. Just with all of my prior fainting issues, I was like, I do not want to cause any chaos right now. And so, yeah, just walked a little portion of the hill, lost 45 seconds to a minute, but brought the heart rate back down. And then we hung a left on to Lake Austin Boulevard. And this stretch of the course is kind of a false flat, but what made it worse this year was we were running into a headwind, and I believe it said it was 12 to 14 mile per hour headwinds. So you can imagine how I felt. But miles 8 to miles 10 were just, my head was so not positive. Lauren was dropping bangers the entire time though. You know, I told her, I was like, I'm starting to die out a little bit. And she was like, no, you're not, you know, act alive, look alive. She said, mile 10 will regroup, mile 11 will push, mile 12, it is what it is. We'll just get to the finish line. And so I think that really helped me actually get through, you know, the last 4.5 miles of the race, you know, just focusing on getting to mile 10 and then finishing the rest of the race strong. But we hit the 10-mile mark at a 9:45 pace, so a little back on track. And then we hung a right and onto Enfield Road and immediately got hit with another climb. Totally. This entire stretch from miles 8 to miles 10, you know, that 2-mile stretch of the race, that was really dark for me. I really was trying to envision what it would be like during the hard part of the Jersey City Marathon, because no matter what in the marathon, it's going to get hard. You're going to need to, you know, dial it in, lock in. And so I was really trying to put myself in that situation and show up for myself and be the person that I want to be in that moment, you know, not someone who falls back because it gets too uncomfortable, but someone who leans into it. And so once we hit mile 11 and I saw the 9:13 split, I was really excited, and it just pushed me through the last 2 miles of the race. And then comes the most iconic part of the entire race, the mile 12 hill. You know, you're coming down Enfield, you know, you're just before the 12-mile mark, you have a downhill, you see the big marker, you know, just in front of you. So excited, mile 12, and then you look up and it's just hundreds and hundreds of runners running up this ginormous hill known as the Enfield Hill. You know, I feel like each year this hill doesn't impact me psychologically really, probably because I think it's really funny in a messed up way that somebody would put this hill at mile 12 of a half marathon, or, you know, halfway through a full marathon. And so honestly, even though it sucks and it's really hard, you feel like you're running literally straight up, it's quick. It's over so fast, and I think knowing that you get over the hill, you have a downhill, and then you go right to the finish chute, it definitely psychologically helps me. And so yeah, just focused on getting up that hill as quickly and as efficiently as I could. Got over the hill, and at just about 12.5-mile mark, there is a sign that says half marathoners to the right, marathoners stay to the left. And every year I'm so excited to turn right. I give so much credit to people who run the full Austin Marathon. I really do. I'm sure one day I'll do it. Definitely not today, but if you ran the Austin Marathon, you're a dog. Good for you. You know, while I was going through the finish chute, it was kind of the same thing as mile 10 where my mindset was at, where I was asking myself, like, who do you want to be? Like, who's that better version of you that you aspire to be like? And, you know, thinking about that person, what would they do in this moment? Would they just be happier in the finish chute and just take it super casual in, or would they finish this strong and finish it well? And so that's really the approach I took. I really wanted to dig deep into that, and I'm so glad I did, because again, only like 2 minutes off of my course PR. And so I'm so happy. I'm really happy with how the race went. Couple key things to note. I did not taper for this race. I had a little bit of a down week, but this first half of the prep, the most mileage I've built to in a week is 35 miles, and this week was about 30. So a little bit of a down week, but not a taper, not throwing volume completely in the garbage. And 6 days before the race, I had done a 15-mile run. And so legs were not fresh at all. Now, the reason I say that is because even middle of a marathon prep, not tapered, just coming off of a 15-mile run, to do a 2:04:33 on the Austin Half Marathon course, very, very good signs of fitness for the Jersey City Marathon. This marathon prep has been the best marathon prep I've done yet. The Philadelphia Marathon in November of 2023, that prep I was just getting used to having that much run volume on my body. I come from triathlon, doing Ironman 70.3, and so run volume never got super high. Swim and bike volume was always higher, and so it was my first time really getting used to higher run volume, so never really did a workout in prep or workouts too much, more of aerobic volume. And then last year for the Chicago Marathon prep, I was coming off of 2 half Ironman builds, and so I was just completely burnt out throughout the entire marathon prep and blew up in Chicago. And so this is the first marathon prep where I feel like I have been super dialed. I haven't missed any miles yet. I've hit all of my workouts, hit all my long runs, and so I feel like Sunday was just a product of a really strong first half of the Jersey City Marathon build. Like I said, a 2:04:33 is a 9:30 flat pace right on the dot, which is super exciting. And so that would be a 4:09 marathon, which would be a massive PR. Realistically, right now, I think I am in 4:15 marathon shape, but I truly believe over the next 6 weeks of building, if I can dial everything in, I will show up to Jersey City in sub 4:10 shape, which is crazy. That would be almost a 30-minute marathon PR, which is so exciting. Final thoughts on the Austin Half Marathon. It's brutal. No matter how fit you are, no matter how fast you get, no matter how many times you do this course, it will always test you physically and mentally. And I know in the beginning of this video, I said how every time I do this race, I say I'm never going to do it again. But then somehow I always end up on the start line again. It really is for that reason. This race will show you that you are capable of doing hard things. You toe the line of the Austin Half or Full Marathon. You finish the race. You prove to yourself right there, that's a brick stacked, that you are capable of doing hard things. And, you know, no matter what the result is, I think it is a confidence booster when you walk away from it. And especially if you have a good day, you know, I'm three times doing this race, first good day on the Austin Half course. Yeah, you just walk away feeling even more confident in yourself and whatever you're shooting to do. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I had a blast this weekend. It was a great confidence booster. It was a lot of fun, and I'm having so much fun genuinely making this Jersey City Marathon series. You know, episode 1, when I was coming back from all of my health issues, I said how I just want this series, you know, online to be fun, but then also just to have fun living through this marathon prep in the moment. And I truly have been enjoying the past 7 weeks so much. And so I'm really excited for these last 8 weeks of the Jersey City Marathon build to squeeze out this last bit of fitness and see what we can do on April 13th. This first half of Jersey City Marathon prep, I know it's just been a warm up, and in every marathon prep, it's the back half where volume really starts to build. You're tested, you learn a lot about yourself, and I'm really excited to experience all of that with the fitness that I currently have. I'm excited to see where I can take it and bring this thing home. I appreciate you so much for watching. Leave a like and make sure to subscribe to follow along the series. Congratulations to anyone else who ran the Austin Half or Full Marathon this weekend. And with that, guys, I will see you in the next episode.